Thank you, Chrissy, and thanks for Vertical Events for inviting us along, and to the audience. It's after lunchtime the last day, so thank you very much to listen to the Great Western story. It's going to be worth it. Okay, I'll start with the summary of the company. So on the left there, the board and management of the company. Many of these names will be known within Western Australian circles. Kevin Soames, he's a prominent Perth businessman, chartered accountant, 50-year veteran in the industry. Myself, I'm a geologist. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, but worked for majors and junior companies. Ross Williams, prominent businessman, one of the co-founders of Macca's, and was recently involved in the acquisition of Macca's by Thiess. Gray Egerton Warburton, well-known corporate identity, previously a significant shareholder of Hartley's, and specialises in corporate mergers and acquisitions. And Tony Walsh, our company secretary, he was previously listing manager for the ASX in Perth, involved in the listing of Atlas Iron, and also involved in the acquisition of Sirius by IGO. Okay, shares on issue there. We've got a small amount of shares, 252 million shares. Our market cap is around 10 to 10.5 million. And we released our quarterly cash flow, and we've got 2 million in the bank coming out of that at the end of the quarter. All right, three takeaways that I want everyone to learn about Great Western here is, number one, we've got a very large ground holding in Tier 1 jurisdiction of WA. We've got greater than 5,000 square k's. We've got some impressive targets to test within that tenure. Giant intrusive related copper gold Winu style targets, DeGrussa style VHMS targets, as well as Archean and Greenstone gold targets. Number two, and as Chrissy alluded to, we run an efficient and focused exploration program. We're very disciplined technically. Despite the rumours, ore deposits aren't formed by magic. There's some science behind this stuff that you can use to help you focus your efforts and increase the odds of a discovery. And as we said, low administration costs, greater than 85% of the funds go into the ground. I don't know if there's any, or if it is very little, companies listed on the ASX that don't pay their non-execs salary, but they're well, for their services, but they're heavily invested in the company and looking for the share upside. And thirdly, we're leveraged to success. We've our top 20 shareholders, board, management, cornerstone shareholders, make up greater than 50% of our share registry, and we've got a small amount of shares, 252 million, so we're leveraged for any exploration success. Well, I'm going to talk to three of our priority projects for Great Western. Number one, the Year to North project. We recently made an announcement on this. We've defined a giant transformational targets in Oval and Oval South. We interpret this to be a Winu style intrusive related copper gold target. Number two, the Firebird project. We completed the maiden RC program in this neck of the woods. No drilling had been done of the extensive soil anomaly in this area, and we came up with some significant results, some of which are open up to 2 kilometres. And thirdly, our Fairburn project, we completed a ground EM survey there. We have defined 3 isolated and discrete conductors which we're interpreting DeGrussa style VHMS type targets. So Year North, within the Year Basin, a vastly underexplored basin compared to Birria, which hosts DeGrussa and Monty style deposits, similar style basin, similar age. Oval and Oval South are our main targets at this stage. They have coincident gravity and electromagnetic anomalism. They are located on a major crustal scale feature, the Mount Ida fault in blue there. It's got an extent of over 500 kilometres, got proven metal endowment, very likely to be tapping the mantle to allow metal-rich fluid to ascend to the surface in our neck of the woods for Oval and Oval South. Nearby the EM and gravity anomalism here, we've got a magnetic anomaly that we're interpreting as a deep intrusive system, which will be like a heat engine driver and allow fluids to ascend from that intrusive into favourable stratigraphy of the Ureter Basin, such as carbonates and shales, similar to the Winu Havieron style copper gold mineralisation. So just give some context around that. Winu Rio Tinto has reported 2.8 million tonnes of copper and 7.8 million ounces of gold. So that's why we're saying we've got a potential colossal size target to go and chase. Up top right there is our Oval and Oval South. This is a VTEM image, so electromagnetic image, showing some anomalous EM and discrete conductors there. Down the bottom here is the gravity survey that was completed. Really high gravity here, lines up perfectly with these EM conductors. And what's important about this is that we've got a zone of high density coincident with a conductor, so we're saying it's potentially sulfide mineralisation at depth. And combine that with it being on the Ida fault and a interpreted northeast trending growth fault that really focus the fluids, zone of crustal weakness allowing major fluids to come up and interact with the stratigraphy there, or the carbonates and shale units. This oval target was initially defined by Rio Tinto. They did a Tempest EM survey in the 1990s. They actually went and drilled it. They drilled down to 230 metres, got into shales, and they walked away. Later, VTEM survey in 2010 that can better see through the stratigraphy in this area defined the target as being at 300 metres depth, so below drilling. This target is untested. It's in good stratigraphy. There's quite a few things coming together here, which is why we're pretty excited to go test this target. So we've prioritised this target. We're in the process of getting access approvals, and we'll drill this as soon as those approvals are in place. Okay, Fairburn Copper Project. As I said before, 3 large bedrock, isolated discrete bedrock conductors have been defined in this area here. That was chasing up some airborne targets that we previously identified. We got on the ground and mapped this geologically, took some surface sampling, and from that data we concluded that these represent blind DeGrussa style copper targets, VHMS targets. These conductors are between 80 to 190 metres below surface. The work that we did, we actually defined this little green unit here. We actually defined a mafic unit that wasn't previously documented, and when we went and sampled that, we got anomalous copper, so up to 0.19% copper, anomalous gold as well. And these blue units are cherts, sandstones and conglomerates, and with the mafic, that's a nice setting for a volcanic hosted massive sulfide deposit. And this mafic here is up dip from this conductor that's here. So we think we're outboard from a volcanic vent that potentially deposited sulfide mineralisation onto the bottom of the seafloor. Now these images here, this comes from some of Margie Hawke's work that she had completed on DeGrussa back in 2016. We think the similar position of this mafic here is in this black box here, below DeGrussa style mineralisation, which was a conductor, so we're just outside. Similar geology with similar conductor, and a schematic. This is basically tipped on its head. So this is where we're saying we've mapped, we've got cherts, we've got sandstones, we've got mafics and a conductor that we think is probably the centre of a volcanic hosted massive sulfide deposit. We're going to go and drill this once access to approvals are in place in December of this year. Okay, Firebird Gold Project. This has got extensive soil anomalism, 3.7 k's long, 450 metres wide within Archaea and Greenstone. It has been around for a little bit, but has never been drill tested, and so we didn't believe it. We did our own soil sampling, and we verified it and increased the footprint of that anomalism. And what's interesting is that it's 2.5 k's west of Western Gold's resources that they've reported to JORC 2012 standard. So this greenstone does have proven metal endowment in it. We completed an air core drilling program just to ensure that the soil sampling was in situ and it was real, which it came back with anomalous results. And our maiden RC program came back with significant results, open up to 2 kilometres, and we think we've scraped the edge of a major gold system. Here are some of the results here, 1 metre at 16 and 1 metre at 2, 2 at 2 effectively. But what's important about this is most of the intercepts were clustered around the southern end of the highest zone of soil anomalism. With hole 8, it hit multiple mineralised intercepts in that, and it looks like it's right on the edge of potentially a major structure. It's open 400 metres to the north, to some further RC drilling that we did, but importantly, it's open 2 kilometres to the south to some other air core drilling that we did following the soil anomalism. So there's plenty of room here to find, gold mineralisation. Lakeway Potash Project, not our major focus, but potential for a significant opportunity here. This is a downstream continuation of SO4's potash paleo channel that they're currently developing. We completed a passive seismic survey, so this is it in here. This is SO4's project. We completed a passive seismic survey which it exceeded expectations. It defined the paleo channel, 2.5 k's wide, 160 metres deep. It's significant and representing a significant opportunity for us. It's got credibility, samples taken in the 1990s by WMC, picked up high-grade potash up to 5,000 milligrams a litre, and we've got water licences granted where we can go and drill and pump test up to 50 exploration bores. Significant opportunity for us. So just in summary, we've got very large ground holding, Tier 1 jurisdiction of WA, for over 5,000 square k's. We've got a very supportive share register. Our board management, cornerstone shareholders make up the top 20 and take up 50% of our share listing, so it's very supportive. Very low corporate overheads. Not only do we not pay the executive fees, but we also don't pay rent on our Perth office, for instance. Greater than 85% of our funds are going into the ground. We're obsessed with making a discovery. And our forward plan, 3 highly prospective targets that we're going to go and drill. Oval and Oval South, which is transformational, a Winu style target. Firebird, never been drill tested before, big soil anomalism, proven metal endowment in the area, and we're going to follow that up with more air core drilling in November. And Fairburn, access approvals in place. When we get that in place, we'll be drilling that in December for DeGrussa style copper targets. And thank you. Any other questions, we've got the booth down here. We'd love to tell you more about the Great Western story.
Now, I want to hear you get a little bit more